Okay, so we're diving deep today into digital well-being in this AI-driven world,
Yeah,
and we've got some really interesting sources here looking at how AI is impacting our mental health,
absolutely.
our productivity, our relationships,
Hmm.
and really trying to kind of extract some practical tips for our listeners for how to stay balanced
For
in
sure.
this kind of crazy landscape.
Yeah, digital well-being, it's such a vital topic now more than ever because AI is everywhere. I
Hmm.
mean, we're talking about maintaining a healthy relationship with technology, making sure that it's supporting your well-being, not hindering it.
Right.
When you think about it, even those personalized recommendations you get on Netflix or Spotify, that's AI at work.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Absolutely.
Like on the one hand, you've got all this convenience. You
Yeah,
think
yeah.
the things are getting automated, it's more personalized, but then on the other hand, you've got this information overload.
Mhm.
And it's like one of the articles we were looking at was talking about how it can potentially increase your anxiety.
It's true. And there's a Pew Research Center study,
Right.
you know,
Right.
that really highlights this finding that a majority of adults actually feel overwhelmed by online information and AI algorithms.
Yeah.
Those things designed to keep you scrolling and engaged,
Yeah.
on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, they play a huge role in that feeling.
And it's not even just about the screen time, right?
No,
Because
exactly.
another article was talking about how these algorithms can kind of push this emotionally reactive content,
Yeah.
and then you get into this like comparison culture and it can really affect your mental state in like subtle ways.
And don't forget about the constant connectivity,
Right.
fueled by those AI powered notifications. It's
Yeah.
like you always have to be on. It makes it so hard to disconnect and just recharge.
So the big question here is, how do we kind of take the good parts of AI, right?
Yeah.
The personalization, the automation and leverage that, but then also protect our well-being,
Yeah.
through awareness and making these intentional choices.
Exactly. And one really practical approach that I saw in a lot of the materials you shared is about setting boundaries with those AI powered apps.
Okay.
So, thinking about taking control of those notifications,
Yeah.
utilizing do not disturb or focus mode
Yeah.
to create like little tech free zones for yourself, maybe during meals or before bed.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Simple but effective.
Yeah. And then another thing that I was seeing in these articles was, really curating your digital environment.
Yes,
So really being mindful of the content that you're engaging with.
for sure.
And it's okay to unfollow or mute accounts if they're leaving you feeling drained or just, not great.
Absolutely.
And then, kind of actively seeking out the content that actually resonates positively with you.
Yeah.
And even using those screen time trackers. Those are really useful, I think.
They can be a game changer. And I think something else that's really important, in addition to kind of curating what you're seeing online, is incorporating regular digital detoxes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, even short breaks can be so beneficial.
Okay.
Like think about having a no tech period each week, or even just dedicating a few hours each day to be completely device free.
Interesting.
It gives you a chance to really reconnect with your surroundings, be present in the moment.
Yeah.
And research even shows that taking just a 24-hour break can lower stress levels and even improve your sleep quality.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah, so we've got the setting boundaries with the apps. We've
Hmm.
got being intentional with our digital content. We've got scheduling those digital detoxes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So this one might sound counterintuitive, but you can actually use AI to your advantage for your well-being.
Really? How so?
Well, think about all those AI-powered meditation and mindfulness apps like Headspace or Calm.
Yeah.
They can be really helpful tools, or you can use AI to automate tasks like scheduling or sorting through your emails
Right?
to free up more time for you to spend on offline activities,
Yeah.
things that really recharge you.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. And then something that all of the sources really emphasize, and I think it's so important, is prioritizing real world connections.
Yeah.
AI can facilitate communication, but it can't replace the depth of those face to face interactions with friends and family.
Yeah.
Making time for those in person connections is crucial for your mental well being.
Yeah, absolutely. So to recap, we've got set boundaries with the AI apps. Be intentional with your digital consumption.
Yeah.
Schedule those digital detoxes.
Yes.
Explore using AI to your advantage, and then prioritize real world relationships. I
Absolutely.
like it. It's a good plan.
It all comes down to being intentional about technology as a tool in your life.
Yeah,
You get to decide what role you want AI to play.
that's a good.
Think about your values, whether that's limiting screen time or really nurturing those real-world bonds, and then set boundaries that align with those values.
Right.
You have more control than you might realize in shaping this relationship with technology.
That's really powerful.
Good.
I like that a lot. So, for our listeners out there, something to consider this week. Think about just one interaction you had with AI recently and ask yourself, did it really serve you, or was it more about what the algorithm wanted?
That's a great question.
And what's one small change that you can make to shift that balance, even just a little bit, more in your favor?
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for diving deep with us today.
My pleasure.
See